Unless you lived under a rock, you've heard of the facts of my case. Andrews versus Weston. Facts quickly. Erin Andrews, well-known sports reporter, goes to a Marriott in Nashville. A stalker got there, found out her room, he turned the peephole around, filmed her changing, totally violating her privacy, puts it on the internet for all the world to see. Now you know the facts. What you might not know is how much that case has protected you, your family, and has helped your profession. Let's go through that. Greg read you the definition of the award. He didn't tell you there's factors. And I'm going to go through the factors of the award because it will show you that this case deserves to win. Factor 1. The case demonstrates how the civil justice system provides justice to victims, prevents abuse, changes behavior, and holds wrongdoers accountable. Justice to victims. Well, everyone's going to say that Erin Andrews got $55 million, so therefore she got justice. But you might not know, when I investigated this case, is that so many other people got justice. So many other people stalked, sent letters. I learned about this through an ABC news source. And Bruce and Erin confirmed that they got hundreds upon hundreds of letters. And they're all embodied with this, and I'm going to read with permission. This is a quote from one of them. First, we would like to welcome you to the sorority, but more importantly, we want to thank you for fighting this, for being our voice. Ladies and gentlemen, more than Erin Andrews got justice in this case. Preventing abuse. In reading about this case, I couldn't get beyond all of the statistics in regards to stalking. In all the magazine articles, the U.S. Department of Justice, statistics, and all of the articles are talking about how 1 in every 6 women in their life is stalked, and 1 in every 20 men. Ladies and gentlemen, people in this room have been stalked. Your family members, your friends, they have been stalked. This case brought that to national attention. Do you know the United States Senate, as a result of this case, has looked into changing the laws in regards to stalking? Do you know that actually the state legislatures, many of them, not only are looking into stalking, but they're looking into changing the internet laws to prevent this from happening? This case has prevented abuse. Changing behavior is the third. Let's talk about changing behavior. We know it's changing laws, it's changing behavior as well. The insurance industry, the hotel industry is being changed. Juror Noble Taylor told the Associated Press, our verdict was meant to send a message to the hotel industry and their chains that they have to do a better job. Well, Noble, mission accomplished. Here's what Marriott put out as a press release. Mr. Barrett's acts serve as a reminder to the entire hotel industry to review safety and security procedures for guests and employees to ensure safe environment for everyone. It's changed the industry, it's changing laws. Holding wrongdoers accountable. We've all been in cases where we've sued against a third-party criminal defendant and we've hoped to get a percentage against someone else. Mr. Barrett testified, Marriott didn't know what I was doing. They couldn't have changed it if they did. That was the testimony Bruce and team had to overcome. What happened? 49% against Marriott. Mr. Barrett has to pay his 51%. The bankruptcy court said you don't discharge it. Factor 2, case shows how attorneys representing consumers used their skill to create a more just society. This case permeated the media, permeated it. It was in the Wall Street Journal to the National Enquirer. It was in magazines from sports to fashion. It was in the morning talk show hosts from The View to the news to the late night talk shows. And you know what? I read articles from Sports Illustrated, TMZ, The Hollywood Reporter. And you know what they said? They talked about how hard it is to be a plaintiff. They talked about how hard it is to collect. They talked about Erin Andrews would never see that 55. It could be overturned. It could go on appeal. The judge could make them do it again. Your jurors, from the least educated to the most educated, now understand how hard it is for what we do in all aspects of the media. We finally have a case that starts to counteract the McDonald's effect. Factor 3, the attorney demonstrated a particular skill in achieving the result by overcoming obstacles, great risks, and incredible odds. No, yeah, you're right. Okay. Randy Kennard said, Randy Kennard was co-counsel in Nashville. He said to me, and I won't do it in the Southern drawl, Greg, I gotta tell you, I'm a tough guy. I was an Army Ranger in Vietnam. Bruce's clothes made me cry. And Bruce's skill had to do that because the obstacle he faced was a Nashville juror. And I called the ABOTA members in Nashville, and what was I told? This is a quote. Imagine the most far-right organization on the planet and keep going right. Eventually you'll run into the juror. Right? Bruce and team had to get a 12-0 response. They didn't have to get 9-3, 12-0 in everything. Liability and $55 million from that juror. All right, let's go on to the next. Great risk. Keiko Feldman of Jurisprudence, you all know her, told me, Greg, this case is the most David versus Goliath I've ever seen. She's wrong. This is David versus 50 Goliaths. This is David versus Hilton, Marriott, Westin, the entire industry. For every attorney they saw, they knew that there were 10 attorneys for each of them working 24/7 to help the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, that's great obstacles. Let's talk about the last. Whether the case stands out in comparison to others. Let me tell you, there's no case that compares to this. Why? From Oprah Winfrey to Nancy Grace, they all agreed on the result. Nancy Grace actually said it wasn't enough. In my church, that's signs of the end times. Bruce Broillet and team are dedicated to the CAOC. That's one of the questions. I won't even waste your time on that. You know how much they are. In closing, because I'm out of time, conventions are meant to inspire, unite, and unify us moving forward with a common message. Erin Andrews is speaking. No case is going to do that more than this one. Thank you.